What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Thanks for joining us. Briggs, Ryan, Hunter here on Northern Life on this Wednesday, on this hump day. And I've talked about my hump day posts on Facebook before. Yeah. It's my birthday week this week, and now I look back at my hump day posts during this time, like 10 years ago or whatever, and it's always me like hyping up my birthday on Facebook, and it's the cringiest thing that I've ever seen in my life.
Has your birthday fallen on a hump day in those posts?
I don't think it has. I don't
that would
think
be
so.
epic.
That would be pretty epic.
Looking back, it was like on a Friday, and I'm like, hey, guess what day is coming up this Friday? You know, make sure you get your presents lined up and your money donations and things like that.
Money donations.
It's some weird post, but yeah, I cringe a little bit looking back now.
So we're gonna have to get our money donations ready for you on Friday.
Just 2 easy payments of $20.99.
We're gonna show up with envelopes of cash for Hunter's birthday.
I'm down. That sounds good to me.
Looking forward to it. Well, hey, coming up today, Rachel Hackbarth is back on this Wednesday, showing off a phone holder for your car that goes right in your cup holder. Very useful. Plus, we're going to get to some of your viewer comments from the past week, too. But today, the state of hockey gets ready for the boys' high school hockey tournament. Minnesota State tourney begins today down in St. Paul at the X, where Hermantown boys are going to take on Alexandria tonight at 6 p.m. Then, coming up tomorrow, we've got Grand Rapids going up against White Bear Lake. That's at 8 p.m. for that Thursday night game. Man, this brings back a lot of good memories. I never got to take the fan bus down to State, but a lot of my friends did, and what a cool experience. All these students getting to go down to support their friends, you know, as they take on this awesome game coming up this week. Should be fun.
I'm so excited. I miss high school sports, you know. It was just so much fun being a part of that camaraderie and all just the fandom, and it was such a blast.
It brings up good memories and also brings up bad memories, because back when I was in high school, I played baseball in Maple Grove, went to State. They played at Target Field for the state championship, and we were up probably 5 or 6 runs in the championship game, and we ended up losing in the final inning.
Oh, who was the other team?
I can't remember, but they were not very kind to us after the game.
I wouldn't think so. Dang it, that's too bad.
But I hope all for the best for Hermantown and Grand Rapids. Hope you can get some big wins this week and take home some hardware. Bring it back to the Northland. That'd be pretty cool.
Did baseball State get as many fans as State hockey?
No. But there are a lot of open seats at Target Field. But I know that these hockey games too, like some of them, like if they're at least the AA too, some of those tickets are like $100 a piece. Some people are selling them for.
Whoa!
So they're spendy.
Yeah. It's cool that they play right in the X too.
Yeah. Do they fill up the entire stadium? Like, is the whole stadium?
Generally,
are you serious?
Yeah.
Go Minnesota.
It's like a wild game. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, speaking of packed stadiums, from the ice to the hardwood, today also marks the beginning of the 2024 Big Ten Women's Basketball Tournament at Target Center in Minneapolis. More than 109,000 fans are expected to attend that 5-day event, and for the first time ever, tickets have officially been sold out, apparently. That's likely because fans want to come down to see Iowa's Caitlin Clark in action, who has broken all-time scoring records this year.
Oh my gosh,
fun
how
to
exciting.
watch. Her team just played the Gophers, I think it was last week or so.
Annihilated the Gophers.
Really?
They did. They didn't just play them, they beat them quite badly. But the turnout in that stadium down in the Twin Cities was amazing for that game too. And so many little girls who were inspired by Caitlin Clark came out with like big signs and they were like yelling and just, you know, wanting to catch a glimpse of her make history as she's continued to do. Very
Probably
fun to watch.
the biggest name in college basketball, both guys and girls. Yeah, she's killing it. And I think Jake from State Farm was also at her game recently where she broke the all-time record for points. Yeah.
That's a huge honor to have Jake from State Farm in the audience. He probably propelled that performance for Caitlin.
He wants to insure her. I think that's what has to happen. Yeah.
He's a pretty cool guy.
I think she might be sponsored by State Farm as part of her NIL deal.
Yeah, I think she is.
Oh, that's cool.
Right, well, hopefully we'll get to see that continue go on when she goes to the WNBA.
Love to see
next
that
season as well. Well, hey, across the country, many buyers are frustrated with shrinking products and higher prices, and now apparently Cookie Monster is fed up too. In a post on social media, the Sesame Street character said he hates shrinkflation, as it's called, since cookies are getting smaller. A report from Glassdoor shows the price of cookies has risen more than 28% since the start of the pandemic. As for how Cookie Monster is dealing with it, well, he said he's just going to have to eat double the cookies. Smart, but then you're going to have to pay, double the price, Cookie Monster. It goes both ways.
I wonder who his financial advisor is, Cookie Monster. How much of his funding is going towards the cookie front. That's impressive.
Sure, when he sits down with his accountant and he goes, hey, you're spending 98% of your income on cookies. That could be an issue.
You got to pay the electric bill, Cookie Monster. Yeah. No lights on in your home right now.
It doesn't hold much asset value when those cookies end up being eaten anyway.
Shrinkflation is real, though. I notice, when you buy a bag of chips, you're getting fewer chips. But I need to start paying more attention to how much different products weigh, because I did a little reading up on this, and they'll change the weight of the product ever so slightly, but also bump up the price slightly. You might not even notice you're getting less for what you're paying for.
Got to bring your magnifying glass next time you're in the grocery store aisle. Well, I hope Cookie Monster, is feeling a little better as we get through this week.
Right.
I believe yesterday I was talking about how I saw tumbleweeds on the golf course when I was playing this last weekend. Well, thankfully it's not nearly as bad as what 2 states saw recently. A bumper crop of tumbleweeds caused traffic and fire hazards in Nevada and Utah. Residents there said tumbleweeds were stacking several feet high outside in their front yards, and officials say the tumbleweeds are part of the fallout from the windy weather that's been hitting the West Coast.
Wow.
I mean, I think it's coming up here. A couple of the houses, you can see how high those tumbleweeds
the cars are buried.
Fortunately, you don't have to worry about shoveling this winter up here, but those folks are going to be shoveling some tumbleweeds outside.
Yeah, that looked like a little bit of Mario Party when they were biking through those tumbleweeds. Going to get tripped up by
interesting.
Or Mario Kart.
Mario.
I'm going to be playing a game out there. That looks something you don't want to mess with.
How do you get rid of tumbleweeds? Do you rake them?
I don't know. I'm not a tumbleweed expert.
Set them on fire.
Hunter, let's
time out.
Let's pump the brakes on there. And I think maybe let them run their course, and you can figure it out. Maybe let the wind take them away to somebody else's yard.
No fire.
Yeah.
Hey, coming up, we have your comments to share. We're going to be right back on Northern Life. Welcome back, everybody. As we get to your comments today, we also want to say thank you for all the love that you've been showing us on Facebook recently. Our page has exploded with new followers over the past week, all thanks to your likes, shares, and comments, and it's been really awesome to see. So thank you guys so much for that. It's awesome. How many followers are we up to now? I haven't looked recently.
We're past 2,400 followers. I mean, this past week we've had a lot. We've probably had hundreds of followers in just the past couple of days because of usually when we post a video on Facebook too, we're very fortunate if it gets 300 to 400 views.
Yeah.
Our Supper Club Ranch one from Hayward, Wisconsin had 5.4 thousand views.
Oh, really?
And then Hunter's video from the Singing with the Stars event had about 4,500 views.
Let's go!
So 2 of those videos have popped off, which is obviously helpful for our page and brings more people to put eyes on our program.
We're coming up to our 6-month anniversary of the show, too, so that's not a bad number of likes for just 6 months in the biz.
That's more people than some small communities now.
You're not wrong.
You would know, right?
You would know.
Well, after we said thank you on Monday for voting us best local TV program on the Duluth Reader, we got a ton of kind words from you all, and we even got this really sweet email from Liz, who said, congratulations to all of you for an honor that is well deserved. Keep up the great work. We watch every day or night. And she says, I still think you guys should rerun your show on Saturday night after the news. We laugh so hard, sometimes we cry.
That's so sweet.
I know. That might be a good slot for the show, to re-air like a best of the week show or something.
Well, I'll get executive producer Ben to sit down and edit some of those clips and maybe...
or our after hours version of the show.
Yeah,
too.
that's Here's what I'll say too about our past week, because last night was the last night of our blood drive too, and we got to meet all sorts of viewers too at the Memorial Blood Center's blood drive at Pier B. It was awesome to see viewers out and about. Some even people with Memorial Blood Centers watch our show.
Nice.
So it was cool to meet everybody down there. So thank you for giving.
Huge thanks for all the support, for sure.
Yeah, and as we have seen both on air and online, Hunter here delivered quite the awesome Billy Joel performance on Friday at the North Shore Theater. And earlier this week, guys, our very own evening anchor, your co-anchor at 5, Dan Wolf, came up to me and he said, Ryan, your performance was sparking some conversation online. And I was like, well, what are you talking about, Dan? And, I looked back at the video, and so here's basically a collection of my appearances from Hunter's video from the other night.
Hunter McCullough. Hunter! Yeah!
obviously very supportive of my guy Hunter.
Yeah.
You know,
I appreciate it, man.
I wanted him to make sure that he knew I was in the theater that night. And but so Dan shared that video to his Facebook, and we got some comments that I pulled. Joe there said, "I miss the days when people sat quietly during the performance and cheered afterwards." I don't know who he could be talking about. And then Linda said, "Ryan nearly blew my eardrums out yelling." But here's what I'll say about, well, here's one thing. So I was in charge of getting video of Hunter for our evening newscast that night. So I did it. I got the job done. But the thing with phones is that when you're shooting this, you're shooting in front of you as opposed to selfie, the microphone is still facing your way. So that's the issue. So it's like, obviously I wanted to be loud and support Hunter, but you know, the people who ended up, 4,000 plus people that ended up seeing that video had to deal with my loud voice.
I'm sure some people a few rows ahead of you were also thinking the same thing, Ryan. I don't know if it's just the microphone.
I think the kind gentleman who was kitty corner in front of me did a little slight turnaround.
Oh no!
You know, I would say that I also don't like when people are talking during movies or theater performances. But you know, this was a different environment, so. But I apologize if I did hurt anybody's ears because I know I can be a loud individual sometimes.
I'll tell you what, on stage, I appreciate that kind of loudness. So I appreciate you going and doing that. That's cool.
Awesome. Thanks, Hunter. Well, we're glad you all like our show, and I will say it's always very nice to hear a few compliments from you all. And we had Mary on Facebook say, "I think Hunter and Ryan are the most eligible bachelors in the Northland."
Aww.
I love watching you guys on Northern Life, and Briggs too.
That is very nice.
That's sweet.
What a kind thing of Mary to say about you two.
Wow.
Yeah, what do you guys think?
Don't date, right?
I don't know. We still haven't gone on that. What was some months ago to Ely?
Yeah.
Right.
We're still waiting on that Ely date, so maybe in the future.
Interesting.
We'll figure it out.
We weren't able to track down the exact viewer who sent us this next message, but someone out there wanted to let us know about Cole Brower. In a sea of male competitors, Brower is the only woman in an around-the-world solo sailing competition that is quickly coming to a close. Either tonight or tomorrow, the 29-year-old from Long Island, New York, is expected to cross the finish line in the waters off the coast of Spain. That is so cool. At that point, she's going to become the first American woman to sail solo non-stop around the world. That's incredible. The amount of work that it must take to do that by yourself, let alone with a team, but I mean by yourself, that is absolutely wild.
And here's the other thing too, I forgot I believe it was a gentleman who sent us this message talking about Cole Brower, but he said that Cole is apparently like 5'2" and 100 pounds.
Whoa!
So just the fact to like be, you know, you have so much strength too to be able to fix anything on that ship and do that by yourself. It's quite the feat.
As someone who is also 5'2", I don't think I'd be able to reach half this stuff on that boat. Holy cow!
You should try sailing around Lake Superior to see how it goes.
We could give it a shot. That could be fun this summer, maybe.
There we go.
See how it works out. Well, hey, coming up, are you willing to sacrifice a car cup holder in order to hold your phone? We'll talk to Rachel after the break.
Welcome back, folks. Looking at your phone while driving can be a dangerous distraction, so a product called the Cup Call Crane is designed to keep you hands-free while behind the wheel.
And according to their marketing, this device is supposed to be so adjustable that it has an unlimited number of positions, giving you a larger field of vision.
Rachel Hackbarth puts it to the test in this week's Does It Work?
While working with Meals on Wheels, Stacy Braniff relies heavily on her phone's GPS. That's why she's testing out the 1999 Cup Call Crane. The makers claim this product is different from the competition because it not only allows you to use your phone hands-free, it's also very sturdy. The crane stretches up to 1 foot tall. But Stacy isn't sold quite yet.
I mean, at least you're not trying to pick up the phone to look at the map. I don't know. Looks like quite a bit.
The makers say this works with cell phones of all sizes, rotates 360 degrees, and has a customizable base that fits in any cup holder.
Place in cup holder ensuring base is expanded for a snug fit.
We're testing the Cup Call Crane in Stacy's SUV.
Okay, it fits my phone. So far, so good. Fits great.
While the phone attaches easily, Stacy is having a harder time with some of the other features.
But I want it to come up. I think this is about as high as we can get it.
With that arm finally fully extended, we find the phone mount does rotate 360 degrees as advertised.
Yeah. This would be nice if you want to read on your phone, passenger.
Stacy believes the cup call crane lives up to its promise of being sturdy and versatile, but she thinks those added features are making this a little less user-friendly than she'd like.
It worked. It was a little bit cumbersome, but for people that would like it in their phone in the cup holder, it's great. But I think I'd prefer one that was on the dash. I think that would be easier to look at while I'm driving and getting directions.
For Does It Work? I'm Rachel Hackbarth.
Yeah, it still seems like you're looking down, though.
Yeah.
You know, you might not have it in your hand, but still kind of dangerous, I would think.
Exactly. And as a consumer of a lot of things, I like to have both cup holders open for when I have drinks, you know. I might have a tea in one and a Diet Coke in the other, and now I just lost some cup holder space.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
And then you got one on your lap, and then if that spills, then you're distracted, and you're going to cause, you know, even more problems.
Exactly.
Yeah, but fortunately for my car, I have the Apple CarPlay, so all you have to do is plug it in before you drive, and then it's across your screen there, and you got your maps and your music and whatnot.
That's
that is super nice. But I feel like, if it's way that down there, you know, it's going to be a problem.
Well, distraction. I know. I got to get that Apple CarPlay thing so I can get that to show up on my screen. I don't know if I have that, but it seems like it could be useful.
Yeah, and also, you lose a cup holder. It also didn't look that, I don't know, sturdy.
No, wobbling all over the place.
Jeez, it looks like a stick shift, and you just turn your car into a stick shift, you know? But luckily, it's only $20. It's not a huge investment.
Yeah, I have tried one of those things before, not that exact product. I have tried one. Did not work very well for me, but hopefully it works well for somebody out there. Well, last week we were showing off the grip stick for keeping your food and other items fresh as the other Does It Work product. And people out there had great things to say about it, you viewers. Evelyn told us, I have had the grip sticks for several years. I like them on large bags such as potting soil. And then Barb also said, Ryan, you need the grip sticks. They are game changers. So
Might have to make an investment, huh?
Yeah.
might have to. But other people are saying that they've been, using it for years, and whatever they need to keep fresh, it's been working out for them. So
I like the idea of the large bags with like the soil or whatever else you might have out in your garage. That could be helpful because your little chip clip, it's not going to help you with that.
Yeah, my gosh, exactly.
need an industrial-sized chip clip if you can't find a grip stick.
Coming up after the break, we're going to talk about Thursday stories. Thanks for joining us on Northern Life.
Welcome back, folks. Coming up tomorrow, we're going to be meeting a self-taught 12-year-old piano-playing prodigy. That's what I'm talking about, from Minnesota. Such a beautiful story that you won't want to miss. Plus, we'll see how the World Championship Cheese Contest is going in Madison, Wisconsin. If I knew that was going on, I might have took a couple days off from this job and gone and eaten some cheese. Come on.
I mean, you guys did so well judging the dessert contest in Bayfield. Maybe you should have signed up to be cheese contest judgers.
Oh, my gosh.
We should have.
The sharper, the better. It's the best thing in the world.
Next year.
Next year,
You can check that shredded cheese too. We know how you feel about the shredded cheese.
Exactly.
Afraid of a technology that is.
Before we go today, even though the Cookie Monster may be upset about the price of them, it is National Oreo Cookie Day. Oreos say they are technically sandwiches with a sweet cream filling between two chocolate discs. They were first introduced in 1912, and funny enough, with all that sugar, today is also National Dentist Day. A little contradictory there, but that's okay. I love the Oreos Super Bowl commercial where they did the thing where you twist off one side of the Oreo and whatever side had the filling was supposed to help you make your choice about something. Very clever.
I also read that somebody, one of my Facebook friends, only eats Oreos with peanut butter.
Oh.
What?
Give it a try. Give it a try today.
Interesting.
Man, good idea. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. Have a great Wednesday.
Find some time to throw a line or just head outside to unwind. That's the life in the great North Woods. Hike or bike, whatever you like. Get out in the day, enjoy the night. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, this is Northern Life.